The Seraphim's Encore stage Backlash. But is aespa's Ningning really being mistreated? And Giselle? And Karina apparently being boycotted? Oh my god. Winter, you're next. Oh wait. 17's S.Coups exempted from military service, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-Pop News with me, Angelina. Yes, my hair looks black. No, it wasn't intentionally supposed to be black. Yes, I did get it professionally done. In real life, it looks a little bit more brown, but we all know this isn't real life. Oh, and I literally chopped so much off. Do you like it though? You can be honest. So if you're interested in any of those subjects that I talked about 28 minutes ago, because I had to give you my life story, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with the friends you don't have. And without further ado, let's get into today's news. So first off, we have 17's S.Coups who has been exempted from military service. So let's take a look at what Pledis has to say about this. So for context, even though I'm sure a lot of us already know about this, most Korean men have to serve a certain amount of time in the military. It seems that sometimes like certain athletes can be exempted from military service. There was a whole discussion about surrounding BTS and whether or not they should be exempted as well. But you also get exempted from the military due to certain injuries. So Pledis confirms 17's S.Coups has been exempted from military service, plus response to April comeback rumors. So last year, of course, we mentioned he suffered from a knee injury. This is referring to his torn ACL. On March 1st, Pledis Entertainment officially announced, due to a rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee joint, S.Coups underwent anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction surgery and anterolateral ligament reconstruction surgery. Because it was a major surgery, he has been undergoing physical rehabilitation therapy for a long time, starting from last year up until now. As a result, he was classified as grade 5. So what does grade 5 mean? According to South Korea's conscription system, men in grade 5 are exempt from mandatory military service during peacetime. In the case of war, they are required to perform labor in support of the military. So with this, they also addressed reports that 17 were making a comeback in April, stating, "We will make an official comment regarding 17's precise comeback schedule at a later date." So this comes not too long after Pledis announced that both S.Coups and Jonghan would be resuming their activities following injury-related hiatuses. So they both got injured, they were both on hiatus for a bit, and now they're both set to come back. We would like to provide an update on 17 members S.Coups and Jonghan and their resumption of activities. S.Coups and Jonghan have been receiving post-surgery care since their surgeries for knee and ankle injuries in August and December of last year, respectively. As a result of receiving constant care and taking sufficient rest, both artists have made noticeable recovery. They have been cleared by medical professionals to resume their scheduled activities as long as they avoid straining their bodies. So Pledis basically announced that both of them will participate in 17's activities starting in March, including 17's tour Follow Again to Incheon, all the while receiving regular medical checkups. However, the extent to which they participate in certain stages or events may be limited in order to prevent straining their injured areas. Of course, the company asking for everyone's understanding. So for the most part, from what I've seen in terms of people's reactions to this, in terms of S.Coups specifically being exempted from military service, there's a lot of people wishing him well, wishing him a speedy recovery because an ACL tear is pretty serious. So this tweet from K-Pop Charts, which has 11 million views, I'm always so surprised at like the amount of views that tweets get. Mind you, ligament injury isn't a joke, wishing him a speedy recovery. Why are people saying he is faking it? Ligament injury is not an easy one. So amongst all the well wishes and people saying, wow, his injury must be really bad to the point that he's exempted from going to the military, we do have some people saying that he's faking it. Damn, if this is true, it must have been a more serious injury than it seemed. Of course, he's not one to complain and air his problems, but damn, I hope people don't get nasty about it though. I'm sure he'd rather be injury free and serve like his other members will than have to get exempted over this. So if we just look like the grade 5 military South Korea. Article 12 adds that after a physical examination, conscripts are graded according to their capability and physical fitness. Those in grades 1 through 4 are enlisted into the military or other supporting roles based on their physical capabilities and qualifications. Those in grade 5 would only be required to perform labor during a war. We also have those in grade 7 who would be required to have an examination the following year. If you're in grade 6, this is the only classification of men that are completely exempt from enlistment. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts. Now, let me tell you about the Sserafim. Okay, I need to stop with my crappy jokes because I tried to make a joke like, oh, the Sserafim made their comeback with easy, but it's been nothing but easy. And people are like, I think you meant to say anything but easy. And the short where I made the grammar mistake has like 200,000 views. And I'm like, Enough with my life story again. Oh my god. Sserafim recently had an encore stage for their song Unforgiven on M Countdown. No! Oh my god! Mind you, this does bring flashbacks to their Unforgiven era. Sserafim recently had an encore stage on M Countdown for Easy, and it has been met with a lot of backlash. I really don't know what to think of encore stages anymore, because on one hand, it seems like they're supposed to be just like a fun thing to do, a fun thing to do to celebrate a win. But then on the other hand, it seems to be like a tool to measure a group's talent, and thusly turns into something super, super serious. Like if you mess up, it's the end of the world. So the following tweet actually went super viral. Last time I checked, it had 8 million views. As of right now, it's at 28 million views. And it says, to think once Hybe buys SM, this is going to be the new vocal standard for K-pop. So for context, there's a lot of articles going around that Hybe is going to acquire Isuman's remaining shares in SM Entertainment. We don't need to get into that right now, but that's essentially what the tweet is referring to. But let's hear some snippets of this. What I find really interesting is sometimes you'll clearly hear an encore stage that has vocal smoothing, and then in other encore stages there's no vocal smoothing, so it is a little bit confusing. But anyways, I've seen Sakura get a lot of hate for this stage, which we're about to hear her. I feel like encore stages in the past used to be so much fun, but these days sometimes you'll see groups look incredibly scared when they win. And of course, when idols have quote-unquote bad encore stages, it often brings up the question of talent. This happened, of course, with Twice's infamous encore stage for More and More, and now, of course, the Serafim's Easy. You know, a lot of people wondering, what's the point of training for so long if you're actually not able to sing live? And I mean, the truth is, K-pop has gotten so perfected to a point where a lot of stages sound incredibly live. You hear movement in the voice, you hear breathing sounds, but these are all elements that you can pre-record into a track that you then lip sync over. So it does get increasingly hard to tell when someone is singing live or when they're not singing live. And if the vast majority of fans can see a clearly lip sync stage and praise live vocals regardless, it does make you wonder why a company would put so much effort into vocals. But anyways, in their most recent encore stage of today, they actually played around a lot more and actually played the flute as well. Let's take a look. Let me just show you my dog. He's so cute. So here's the tweet that I saw. If you're not seeing Phantoms while Yunjin playing Easy on the recorder, oh, the Sserafim is really the most unserious group ever. But with all that said, let me know what you think, because it does really bring up the question, are live vocals really that important in K-pop? Because I've seen a ton of people really defend the fact that if you're dancing really harshly, then you don't really need to sing live. And I also see fans all the time praising live vocals where there clearly aren't any live vocals. Kind of in the sense that like live vocals used to be a huge expectation. Like when people were caught lip syncing, it could ruin their careers, right? But we've just gotten so used to lip sync stages that we kind of make excuses like, no, it's okay, it's acceptable. Are we gonna end up coming to a point where we're never gonna hear anyone live and we'll be like, well, actually, no, it's totally fine and expected these days? Do you think it'll ever get to that point? Let's talk about aespa. There's a lot going on with aespa right now, especially in light of Karina's recent relationship revelation with Lee Jae-Wook, which actually earlier this week, both their companies confirmed this relationship, with CJES Studios commenting the two are getting to know each other, and SM Entertainment basically saying more or less the same thing. So this has brought up a lot of questions of like, if they're just getting to know each other, imagine this is like a situationship and then it was just exposed. That probably puts a lot of pressure on getting to know someone, because now everyone's like, oh my god, they're dating, oh my god, they're finding like all these interactions with each other, this is the moment they fell in love. And then maybe they've like met twice. Like, can you imagine they just met even once, they didn't even go on a date yet? What if they're just texting? But of course, because it's Karina, there are just a wide variety of accusations being made, from her apparently having queer baited her fans. Anger towards aespa's Karina triggers a debate on idols queer baiting. I've seen a lot of this discussion as well on TikTok, on Twitter. People crying on the floor about the fact that she's dating a man. Yejin Taeryung comforting Yejin as she read Karina's dating rumor article. Oh my god, this video of this Swiftie. I've definitely seen that a lot. Some people are, of course, just joking about this, but some people are like looking into her past, coming up with like instances of like what they think is like proof of her. Anyways, we also had people speculating that Lee Jae-Wook's company CJES leaked the news themselves to Dispatch because Lee Jae-Wook was going to leave the company and start his own company. Lee Jae-Wook's agency is alleged to have leaked relationship with aespa's Karina ahead of reported split. You know, this actually reminds me of Hwasa when she was leaving her former company. Then some dating rumors kind of started coming out, or was it confirmed? I can't quite remember. But this actually might make a lot of sense. Not that they necessarily leaked it, but a lot of people say that companies can pay off the media to not reveal this information. So there's probably a ton of idols dating with a ton of evidence of them dating, but these big companies can just pay the media to not reveal this information. But if you're leaving a company, you're no longer under that company, then they don't have that responsibility anymore to keep paying the media to keep things under wrap, if that makes sense, right? So when Hwasa left her company, it seemed that the dating rumor came out. So if he's leaving his company, then I guess it could kind of make sense. Again, this is all speculation. I have no idea. But people are alleging that because he's leaving his company, that the company would do this in a malicious way, which we have no idea. We really don't know how these things are getting leaked, why these things are getting leaked. On February 29th, Export News reported that Lee Jae-Wook is leaving his current label, CGS Studios, in April. The actor is said to be setting up his own agency once he departs. Here are some comments. It's a tradition for celebrities' relationships to be leaked when they leave their agency. That person is who leaked the news. The reason why his relationship news broke is because his label told Dispatch, lol. The timing is very unfortunate. This really pisses me off. We even have an alleged boycott. Karina's China buyers boycotting her. We're effed, kids. So our first week of sale was almost 500k copies. These Chinese onions were effing holding back. They even sent a check for Karina's Mistreatment, and she gets in a dating scandal with the full album approaching. They said that they are not buying her albums anymore. Without opening official links nor designated links, all sales including merchandise will cease and everything will be under the control of Yoo Ji-min personally. Here are some comments. Anyways, China isn't buying from any K-pop group right now, so isn't everyone seeing a drop in first week of sales? Not only aespa, but all groups are the same. China just doesn't buy albums anymore. Who is effed? Everyone is getting boycotted by China right now. They boycotted the drama album, so aren't they already doing it? It's been so long since China prohibited bulk buys, but the pan girls are just saying this because they want to see aespa fail. But even with the boycott, they sold 1 million copies, so won't it be the same this time? It's unrelated to Karina's dating scandal. If you look at other idols comeback, they've all had lower first week of sales because almost everyone lost their Chinese bulk buys. Everyone is in the same situation. SM is effed. I have no doubt that in light of this, there are people who might exaggerate certain things to make it seem worse than it is, because I also saw an article about how no fan signs showed up to her first event since the announcement of her relationship, but then where did all the footage come from? Like, obviously there are fans, they're taking pictures. I wouldn't put it past certain fan sites to like completely shut down because this news is earth-shattering, life-changing. It's hard to gauge what's like exaggerated and what is true, because for sure there are fans out there who like see her as marriage potential. I remember seeing like a comment about Yoonjin when she had like the feminist book and someone wrote like, well, she's not in the running for my wife anymore. But I did make a short about it, so let's see what you guys had to say. We love to see it, love at first sight. Imagine you're still in a situationship and it got revealed to the world. I'm really happy for them, but worried because of those crazy fans, the ones who think they own the idols. Let's hope nothing too bad happens. Jesus, my eyes, it should be illegal for a couple to be so good looking. Me, Winter, and Jijin are all on the floor crying. I feel bad for them. It has only been a month. I hope the news does not harm their relationship since the news came out so quickly. I will be rooting for you, Karina. This is the most random couple Dispatch ever released. I was shook when I saw it on Dispatch last night. Honestly, I'm a fan of both of them and happy for them. Let's wish them the best. So happy for them. I love it. I'm here for it. They better stay together and be happy. OMG, I love them both so much. This was low-key unexpected. Anyway, happy for them. I'm sure K-pop fans are going to give a calm, respectful, and reasonable response to this. Me too. The more we get Korean celebs dating in public, the better, to be honest. There's absolutely nothing healthy about fans wanting their faves to act like they're 5-year-olds for life. So we do have a lot of people being like, if they met in December, it's only been a couple of months and they're getting to know each other. Like, again, like I mentioned, it feels like a lot of pressure for what may or may, you know what I mean? So that is where we are at with Karina. Let's talk about Ningning because it seems that she is being mistreated. Fans are upset. She recently attended an event for Versace. Versace. So this is what fans are saying happened. I can't confirm this, but basically, Ningning attended the Versace Beijing SLT event. Versace had arranged for VIP guests to take photos with all the celebrities, but SM suddenly announced that they can't take with Ningning, and their Versace staffs didn't know about it and were shocked, but they couldn't do anything about it. Unlike other celebrities, Ningning was surrounded by bodyguards and blocked so people couldn't take pictures of her. Ningning was also seen standing in the corner and being scolded by SM staff, and they told her that she needs to take the earliest flight back to Korea, even though she was supposed to stay in Beijing for one more day. Naturally, this has led fans to think that SM is trying to sabotage Ningning's career. Here are some comments. All celebrities present at Versace can take photos with Versace VIP customers and fans, except for Ningning, who is not allowed by SM, and the employees in Versace stores are also very helpless. Someone shared that fans heard SM staff accusing Ningning for being called out for their incompetence and that the brand not posting on her Weibo is tied to it. SM is going to destroy Ning's entire career at this point, and we won't be able to do anything about it. I seriously need Ningning Bar to boycott. They've already let SM get away with too much. It'll hurt her career more if it keeps on happening instead of just boycotting now. So as I've mentioned, there's nothing that I can personally confirm. I mean, this is what fans are saying happened. So let me know what you think. Do you think SM is actually trying to sabotage their own artist? Or do you think there's a potential that there's a misunderstanding somewhere down the line here? So, aespa mise en scène campaign criticized for their discrimination right now. So basically it seems that aespa did a campaign with mise en scène. And if we look through Karina, Winter, group shot, Ningning. Oh, and that's it. So people are really upset because, you know, it just seems like there's a lot of favoritism towards Karina especially and Winter. Whereas Ningning only has one shot and there's no single shot of Giselle by herself. Let's read some comments. They have 4 members. You really have to suck at your job to admit one of them like that. People need to experience this once in their lives to know how upsetting this can be. Why are they doing this? This is the cold reality. The professional world is just cruel. If they're going to use idols as their models, shouldn't they at least treat their models well? Their fans are at stake here. So why not just sponsor 2 members if they're going to do this? But in reality, they signed the contract with an agreement to act like this already. This reminds me of another group. 9 times out of 10, there will be some division. Advertisers are like that. You can't help it. It's not like the agency can do anything about it. That's just what advertisers want. What can we do? It's a matter of profit. No, but are they aespa's fan club? They pay them for the advertising. Of course they can do whatever they want. So for something like this, I mean, something that can be ever so changing, like on a website. This is on Olive Young's website. So we see Karina, Jenny, Winter, Karina, Winter, Karina, Giselle. But I don't see Ningning now. Like, I'm sure you can find this brand on different websites. You're going to see different promotional pictures. It's probably very rarely ever going to be the same, though I'm sure we can count on seeing a lot of Karina. But I'd love to know what you think about this as well. Let's move on to our discussion segment because I think a lot of you don't know what K-Nets means. In my comment section all the time, without fail, I'm constantly seeing people bashing K-Netizens when there are no K-Netizens being mentioned. We'll be talking about something super random and someone will be like, oh, K-Netizens at it again. And I'm like, where, what do you mean? So I thought initially maybe some people just really hated K-Netizens to the point where they would just bring them up without fail during instances where K-Netizens had nothing to do with anything. But then I started to think, maybe some of you don't know what K-Netizen means. Maybe you think K-Nets actually just means like netizen. But when you have the K in front of netizen, it means Korean netizen. Netizen is a citizen of the net. So when you're bashing Korean netizens, when there's no Korean netizens even being discussed, it sounds a little weird, right? So I just wanted to know, did you know what K-Netizen means? Or is everyone bashing K-Nets for the fun of it? I don't understand. So if we're talking about a K-pop idol receiving backlash for something, it doesn't always mean it's from K-Netizens. I just wanted to clarify that and make sure we all knew that K-Netizen doesn't just mean anybody and that we're not dragging K-Netizens into things that have nothing to do with them. Let me know in the comments. While we're discussing things, I kind of miss Spotify and I'm wondering, should I switch back to Spotify? Because it's March 1st right now. So based on the comments, if you tell me I should switch back to Spotify, I could, and then I would have just missed 2 months of Spotify. And then like at the end of the year, we'll just have missed 2 months. It's not like it's just like it'll have 10 months of data. So it won't be super, super bad, right? Should I do it? I don't know. Let me know. My K-pop dream. Did I write it down? I had a K-pop dream. Okay, I really don't remember this dream, and I wrote this down half asleep, so bear with me. Mystery haunted box. Needed to get a nyan figure to add to the box and get it blessed, but no one wanted to help me. Okay, it's kind of coming back to me. I've been having nightmares because I was on antibiotics. I think it's because I was on antibiotics, because I googled it. I'm like, nightmares, antibiotics, and it's like, yeah, it could cause it could cause nightmares. But I've been continuing to have nightmares despite not having been on antibiotics, despite not being on antibiotics. Anyways, oh my god, so I just kept having nightmares, and this was like where I had a haunted box. Apparently, I think I was in a haunted house or something. It was really, really scary, but like there was two like little figures. Okay, I needed a nyan figure and another twice member. I have a feeling it was Momo, but I'm not sure. And I had them. I needed to get them blessed by a priest or something to them put in the box so it wouldn't be haunted anymore. But no one wanted to help me. I was asking everyone for help and nobody wanted to help me. So the box just continued to haunt me. So that was my K-pop dream. So that is basically it for today's video. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a short one today. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm going to get going. So I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully with a lighter tone of hair. I even cut it so much and it's still not voluminous. Bye. Kevin's not doing so well. He has vestibular issues. But it's so funny for short. Sometimes I'll like misspell something in a title, or literally within the video I'll be like, I'll say a song's name and write a different song, and it'll take so long for anyone to even notice. I'm like, shit, I wasn't paying attention, but I guess you guys aren't either. Damn.